my sister Grace, warned me not to go abroad. She said the trip was for my death and not for good. She told me that my husband had a side love whom he was planning to marry, and they planned to kill me so they could have their wedding. But I ignored her. I refused to believe her because I trusted my husband. I thought my sister was envious of me going abroad. Little did I know she was saving my life. I was 8 months pregnant when my husband, David, surprised me with what he called the ultimate gift of love. He said he had arranged for me to travel abroad to deliver our baby in the finest hospital. A private jet, he boasted, would carry me in style and comfort. I remember my heart swelling with gratitude, convinced I had married the most thoughtful man alive. My friends envied me, whispering about how lucky I was to have a husband who cared so deeply. The morning of my departure, David kissed my forehead tenderly, his eyes glistening with what I thought were tears of joy. He held my hand and whispered, "Come back safely, my queen. Both of you." I smiled, unaware that his words were poisoned with betrayal. As I stepped onto the jet, I pressed my palm against my belly, whispering to my unborn child that we were about to begin a new chapter. But something in David's gaze lingered in my mind. Too rehearsed, too heavy. I dismissed it as nerves. When the engines roared and the jet soared into the sky, I felt like a bird set free. I never imagined that my flight of hope was a journey into horror. The first 2 hours of the flight felt normal. The cabin was silent, almost too silent, as though the jet itself carried a secret. I rested my swollen feet on a soft cushion, sipping orange juice and stroking my belly. My baby kicked gently, as if to remind me I wasn't alone. Then, without warning, the plane shuddered. At first, I thought it was just turbulence, but the tremors grew violent, rattling the windows and sending glasses crashing to the floor. My heart pounded. The pilot's voice crackled through the intercom, sharp with panic. "We've lost control. Brace yourself." Terror flooded me. I clutched my stomach, whispering desperate prayers. The world outside the window spun. Sky, cloud, fire. I screamed as the jet split through the air, a fiery beast plummeting toward the earth. Impact, darkness, silence. When I opened my eyes, I was lying in twisted metal and smoke. The wreckage burned around me, the acrid stench of fuel stinging my nose. Miraculously, I was alive. Blood trickled down my arm, but my baby still kicked, weak but alive. I dragged myself out of the wreckage into a thick, unending forest. Towering trees loomed above, their shadows swallowing what little light remained. My breathing grew shallow. The forest was alive, rustling leaves, distant growls, unseen eyes watching. I tried to walk, but the ground was uneven, roots twisting like serpents. And then I froze. A low, rumbling roar shattered the silence. A lion, golden and fierce, emerged from the undergrowth, its eyes glowing with hunger. My heart nearly stopped. Pregnant, injured, defenseless. Yet I ran. Branches whipped my face, pain shot through my legs, but instinct pushed me forward. I thought the lion would be the end of me, until I met something far stranger. I stumbled deeper into the forest, my breath ragged, my body trembling. The lion's roars echoed behind me, closer each second. Just when I thought its fangs would pierce my back, it stopped. A hiss cut through the air, sharp and sinister. From the shadows slithered a massive snake, its scales glistening like wet emeralds. It raised its head, tongue flickering, eyes locked on me with chilling hunger. I froze, torn between two terrors. Predator at my back, serpent before me. My swollen belly ached, my legs weakened. I knew I could not fight, nor flee. The snake lunged. I screamed, throwing my arms over my stomach as though my frail body could shield the life within. Then the forest shook. A wind, fierce and sudden, swept through the trees. Out of the sky descended a blinding figure. A dragon, pure white, its scales shimmering like pearl under moonlight. Its wings spread wide, blotting out the stars, and with one mighty roar it sent the lion retreating into the shadows. The snake struck again, but the dragon's fiery breath engulfed it, reducing it to ash. I fell to my knees, tears streaming. My fear turned to awe. The dragon lowered its great head, and to my astonishment, its eyes were not wild, but gentle, filled with something I had not felt in so long: protection. It nudged me softly, like a husband comforting his wife. Exhausted, I leaned against its warm scales. My child kicked as if sensing the guardian's strength. For the first time since the crash, I felt safe. The dragon curled its tail around me, lifting me onto its broad back. With a powerful beat of its wings, it carried me above the forest, away from death, and toward the unknown destiny that awaited me. The dragon carried me far from the wreckage and the terrors of the forest. Its wings cut through the night until we landed in a hidden valley, cradled between mountains. There, glowing streams shimmered like liquid silver, and the air was rich with the scent of flowers I had never known. It felt untouched by man, as if the world had forgotten this sacred place. Each day the dragon brought me fruits and water from the glowing streams. When my pain grew unbearable, it breathed a soft flame, not burning but warm, easing the ache in my body and steadying my spirit. At night, it coiled itself around me, shielding me from the cold. My baby thrived beneath its care, kicking stronger with each passing day. Earlier, before my trip, my sister Grace warned me not to go abroad. She said the trip was for my death and not for good. She told me that my husband had a side love whom he was planning to marry, and they planned to kill me so they could have their wedding. But I ignored her. I refused to believe her because I trusted my husband. I thought my sister was envious of me going abroad. Little did I know she was saving my life. Was this a coincidence, or was my sister right? To find out, I must find a way back to my home. In those quiet hours, I thought of David. His tender kisses at the airport now unmasked as lies. The truth burned me. My trip had never been for love or safety, but a carefully crafted death sentence. I imagined him laughing with his mistress, already sliding my wedding ring from his memory. But I was not dead. I was alive, stronger than before, and I had a guardian now, a witness to my suffering and survival. When my strength finally returned, the dragon bent its neck low, as if asking, "Are you ready?" I touched its scales, my voice steady. "Take me home." The dragon flew me across oceans and mountains, its wings cutting through the dawn sky. My heart raced as the familiar shape of my city came into view. I clutched my belly and whispered to my unborn child, "We are going home, but not the same as we left." The dragon landed in the hills beyond the city, far from human eyes. With a final nudge, it lowered me to the ground. I pressed my forehead against its warm scales, tears spilling freely. "Thank you," I whispered, my voice breaking. The dragon's eyes glowed, and then, like mist under the sun, it vanished into the wind. I walked the final stretch alone, my strength burning brighter than my fear. When I reached my home, laughter spilled from inside. The sound was sharp, mocking. I pushed the door open, and there they were. David, the man I once trusted with my life, and her, draped across our sofa like she already owned it. My wedding photos had been taken down, replaced with new frames of their smiling faces. David's jaw dropped when he saw me, as though a ghost had walked in. The colour drained from his mistress's face, and she clutched at her robe in shame. "You look surprised," I said, my voice calm but edged with steel. "Didn't expect your dead wife to come walking through the door," David stammered, searching for words, but lies could no longer cover truth. I saw his betrayal in every corner of the room. My heart ached, yes, but anger was stronger. I vowed then that I would not only expose them, but make them taste the ruin they planned for me. And this time, I would not be the one cast aside. David stumbled toward me, reaching out as if to prove I was real. I stepped back, raising my hand. "Don't touch me." "You wanted me gone, remember? You wanted me dead." His mistress tried to speak, but I cut her off with a glare sharper than any blade. Both of you plotted my funeral. Instead, I bring you your judgment. The days that followed were a storm of revelations. I gathered every trace of evidence, the jet charter, the suspicious insurance policies, even the sudden withdrawals he made behind my back. My survival became a weapon, and the courts listened. The betrayal that had almost killed me became the rope that hung him. In the courtroom, David's arrogance crumbled. His mistress, once so bold, sat trembling, her head bowed in shame. The judge's gavel fell like thunder, guilty of conspiracy, guilty of attempted murder. Their world collapsed while mine was rebuilt. I claimed everything, our home, his businesses, his accounts. What he meant to bury with me now became my crown. When the final decree was read, I walked past him without pity. His mistress wept at his side, but I had no tears left to give. I left him with nothing but the clothes on his back and the empty streets he once sneered at. Let him taste the hunger, the cold, the humiliation. Let him remember the woman he betrayed and the child he tried to erase. As for me, I stood at the threshold of a new life. My baby kicked within me, strong and alive, a promise of tomorrow. I touched my belly and smiled. I had walked through fire, through forest, through death itself, and survived. I was no longer just a wife. I was a mother, a conqueror, and the rightful queen of my own destiny. And this time, no man would ever write my ending again.